So we are going to start off. We always do a vibe of the day, whatever your vibe is, whatever your vibration is today. And within doing that, we want you guys to introduce yourselves too. And anything that you have going on, this is the time to promote that as well.
I am the love bug. You got to sing my name, right? I'm just playing. Right. But I am the love bug, a co-host to Organic as Fuck Talk. And tonight, my vibe of the night is a little avocado matcha drink. I put it back into a water bottle because it needs to go in the freezer. I needed to pick my energy up a little bit because the day has been taxing. It's got just a little drop of Seamoss in it, as usual. And my other vibe of the night is green calcite because heart chakra issues and just wanting to be open and receiving to information. I think that this is a dope outlet for learning about ourselves and each other. So I just want to be open to receiving the information and adjusting and edifying my mind.
So I am Pretty B Baby. I am also co-host to Organic as Fuck Talk. And then I have some vibes going on today. So my first vibe is actually my shirt. And it says, hella strong, hella black, and hella proud. And it's actually by Tanisha Nini, who will probably come into the chat as well. And so I'm from Oakland. I love representing it. So this was made in Oakland. And then my other vibe of today is going to be
ladies night. What? It must be Angie on the mic. The butter pea, honey, got the sugar, got the spice.
Of course, I got another vibe. So I got my kombucha and my drink with BK cup, and I have cannellini in here, gluten-free and vegan cannellini, cannabis. So it's gonna be a good night, ladies.
My name is Sheila Crystal. I'm a lifestyle creator on YouTube. That's what I do. And I also work for the Tenderloin housing community. I don't know if that's supposed to go on here, but yeah, but my real goal is to get really big on YouTube right now and get more subscribers and just help a lot of people with health and fitness and whatever else I got going on in my life. So my vibe tonight is peace. I've been saying I have peace inside all day because there'd be a lot of chaos going on throughout the day. So I just kept repeating that all day today. So that's really my vibe right now. I don't have no drink or nothing.
No, it's okay. It's whatever your vibe is, and that's an amazing vibe.
So my name is Anna, and I am a nail tech and an esthetician. I do a lot of different services in Oakland. The first thing that came to me was like money. And so I just brought little modest money just because I feel like it symbolizes so many different things. But it has been like my main focus for a while. So
that's your vibe.
That's my vibe.
I'm Danielle, also known as Ye. I am also an esthetician and spa manager. I'm also an entrepreneur. I work with my sister, Pretty B, with Fashion Be Fix. And then I also have my own business, Wax Emotion, where I do house calls waxing. My vibe of the day, one is my sonogram. I got it today. I don't know if y'all can see that little boy right there, because it officially stamped that it's a boy, even though we had my gender reveal. And then also, all day today, I've been carrying my rose quartz stone with me because, it represents universal love. And throughout my whole pregnancy, I've been holding on to it, and it got me so far as healing my soul and finding peace within myself and self-love, and also just being able to spread that vibe. And also my other vibe of the day was my word of the day, which was maturity, because I done had a few things today that I had to tackle, And I just had to keep in mind that every day is a day for us to mature and to make good decisions.
And the first question is going to be, at what age did you start dating? Did you feel it was too early or too late?
That's hella funny.
So Dan, we start with you then.
Come on.
So I started dating really young. I want to say like my first boyfriend, I was like 9 years old, no lie. And we was in like a full relationship. Like our parents knew we were together. I was going to football games and we were together all the way up until I was a sophomore in high school. And that was like my first heartbreak, which I was devastated because he left me for a senior. But but I don't really to say that it's all about maturity. You know, like if a kid is, you know, nowadays these kids ain't mature enough to be dating at young or whatever. But I feel like you really can't give a like or love a age. You know, it's all about us and our souls and what we attract regardless how old we are. But I was young, you know, and to this day, you know, it's crazy because we're adults now. And when I talk to him, he's like, I've never had nobody to care for me and love me like you. You know, we were so young, but you showed such loyalty and commitment at a young age. Like, I can't even find that now. So that made me be like, damn, shit, we was young though, you know, like what's going on? But yeah, so I feel like it's not really a certain age. It's all about your maturity level as far as calling somebody your boyfriend or really dating. And then what level of dating are you trying to be on too as well?
I started, I wouldn't even call it real dating, but whatever it was, it started when I was 15. We was dating for a little while, and then, yeah, he broke my little heart. And after that, you know, I was cool off of him for a minute. But I would say, I agree with what she said as far as maturity. I think it's your maturity level. You know, it's like, you know, I don't know. I just agree with that. I don't really know how to explain it, but y'all got to give me time on answering the questions because I got to think about it. But
No,
yeah, because I used to have an age. I would think like under like 12 is too young, you know, because you don't really know what's going on. But obviously she did, and he felt like he did, you know. So I don't know if I had to pick an age, I would say like 16 and up, maybe because the maturity level is a little bit more deeper than, you know, that young age. Because my daughter's about to be 9, and I can't imagine her.
Right.
So,
right. My 11-year-old, I'd be like, what? No.
Right. But like you said, maturity level, I think it all starts there. So
that's crazy. Like y'all got me thinking about things that I don't want to remember. But I had my first boyfriend at 15, and I agree a lot with the maturity thing. I think it depends on like your maturity level, but I also feel like it depends on like what you know and how you're raised. Because if you have a mom that's giving you the game and telling you how to handle young boys, then you're more, you know, equipped to kind of get into that. But if you're in a situation where you don't know, then I mean, you could really get played at any age, and you know, the damage can start early, later, it doesn't matter. So I think it's important just to, like y'all said, be mature and be ready for that. But I do also feel like young love is true love because you're not worried about material things, you're not worried about money. You know, it's just how you feel about that person.
When we say like a level of maturity, like what would be a sign of maturity? Like is that kind of like an extra question? Am I cheating?
Well,
Right.
it can tie into that question. but you cheating a little bit.
You know, but I mean, if I was listening to us, I would be like, well, what's mature exactly?
Yeah, yeah.
Because,
So,
yeah.
oh, I know. Okay, so to get more in depth with that little puppy love, basically, both of our parents were recovering addicts. So we had that communication with going to meetings with our parents, understanding how to talk about our feelings, understanding how to communicate with each other or other people, listen. It was just more of like we grew up around a lot of adults and learning how to get through addiction with coping with like well, not coping, but getting through it by communicating and going to groups and meetings and talking, so we kind of grew up too fast, so to speak, towards where we were already talking like adults because we've been around all these addicts and recovering addicts, and watching them share at meetings helped us practice share our feelings and share and understand love, and commitment. um so that was kind of what made us, you know understand relationship, basically.
Did anyone else want to expand on like what, you know, level of maturity should one have to be able to date?
Yeah, I think just knowing like what a healthy relationship looks like, because there's
Hmm.
that example. And so they don't know what it looks like. And then they come into a situation with insecurities, and it could be younger or older. Like I hear stories about high school kids, fighting and being abused by their boyfriends all the time. So
Hmm.
just having that example of what that even looks like.
Hmm.
I fully agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brianna,
me
what
too.
about you? I know, yeah.
Me too.
Right. What about you? At what age did you start dating? Did you feel like it was too old, too young?
You know, I dated really young, really, really young. And I want to say I was probably about 7 years old. And that's really young. You know, like calling someone your boyfriend so young. And Lord knows we didn't know that we both grew up with parents and seeing what that looked like. I grew up in a two parent household, you know, on both sides. My mother and my father split. And so in both households there was, you know, two parents. But and the pressure to, oh, y'all look so cute together and things like that. But we did know how to, I'm gonna go and piggyback on what Ye said, is that we weren't around addicts, but we knew how to communicate. Whereas I do feel like it's a little bit different now, because I wouldn't want a child to be dating at 7 years old, and we were really monitored a lot of the time too, because it was within our families knowing each other too, and so being at different like events, or you know, or if I'm somewhere like that, so it was very, very young, and I think that is too young, but it's also like Dan said, the level of maturity, or if that, what do you, and like Anna said, do you know what healthy even looks like?
Hmm.
At the age of 7, do you even know what you're doing, or is it just
For me, it was more like play. Like I would say, if I'm looking at it now, I would have said that's my friend, you know. And then as we got a little bit older, but it was like a lot of we liked each other, you know. We were attracted to each other, but that, you just playing at that point.
And what do you now know about relationships that you wish you knew when you started dating or seriously dating in most of our cases?
Communication. Oh Lord, that's a big thing. Yeah, I had to work on that in mind because I used to have a lot of insecurities when I was younger. But I felt like I found the right person that understands me, you know, so I had to work on my communication skills with him. Instead of yelling, I had to learn how to talk, you know. I used to talk at him. So I think that's one thing I had to learn growing up, you know, compared to when I was younger. So
Yeah, definitely. That's huge. It's we don't know how to communicate with the other sex just yet. So yeah.
right.
And don't communicate the same all the time either. So
Right.
that's very important.
I would say knowing that it's okay to let go. Or when when it's healthy to let go. Um, because sometimes I know for me, it was more so chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, thinking that and not being able to, well, what am I trying to say? Knowing that you can't change a person. So you sometimes it's okay to let go. Because growing up, we all feel like we're adults and we need to handle each other a certain way, and it's a lot of expectations, and it's okay if those expectations aren't met, and sometimes you guys aren't met. And so knowing when to let go is something that I really really learned or worked on.
It is huge. And it doesn't mean that it's a failure. It doesn't mean it's something wrong with you. It's just knowing when to let go. We can hold on so tight, can't we? We be all trying to find all kind of formulas and new things to do.
Man,
I think we're kind of taught to be a ride or die, right?
right.
Yeah.
Like staying in situations where we're dying, and that's not gonna work.
No, it's not. It's okay to love yourself.
I like how
Seriously.
you put that.
Me
Yeah,
too.
no,
Right.
you guys put that
That's
well
real.
because you have
Seriously.
to know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say love don't love nobody, and trust is more important than love.
Agree. Oh, I agree.
Hmm. Ooh, okay.
Yeah. You know, you guys, I think I just told Sean about this earlier. I watched, and I couldn't find the page to go back to it. Of course, it was on Instagram, and it was a 21 Savage interview, and it was asking him about a lyric in a song, and where he says, "I'd rather have loyalty than love," and he explained how love can be so. You can love someone and kill them, you know, but if you're loyal, you're not going to cross them or betray them. And so that's what you're saying. So that reminded me of that.
So I think early on, I didn't understand the importance of self love, self relationship, self loving relationship. Meaning, like I was such a giver that neglecting myself was common in early relationships. Like I didn't really know how to have that balance and know to keep my cup full as opposed to just constantly giving. So I guess that does form like a resentment. Like, so I guess earlier on, I would have wanted to know myself more before I started dating because I didn't know enough about myself. And I wasn't one of those that had like a lot of relationship examples around me. So I'm just trying to redefine or define love myself. And for me at that time, love meant attachment and and unhealthy measures.
I'm going to agree with that. Being so young, you just looking at what other people are doing, and yeah, you do learn to express depending on the, you know, things you have around you. But yeah, self-love is important because you don't fully understand that young. So
You don't.
you don't.
So relationship with self first before I really dive into it. But I will say that all of my friendships were extremely healthy. To have the friendship with guys and to hear them talking and the questions that they ask, and it was strictly platonic. I learned masculine energy through friendships. without.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, yeah. Being able to have male friends before dating is extremely important. Like it shouldn't just be boom, all of a sudden now you could date, but you've never really had male friends. So we have Marisha who's
Hey,
joined
Felicia.
in on the call.
So, okay, so the next question we have is the relationship less valid if there is no marriage?
No,
Go ahead.
that's just a
Felicia.
piece of paper. Well, I just feel like it's just a certificate, a piece of paper to say what we already been doing. But I'm not saying that I don't want to get married because I am engaged. So, but I'm just saying it doesn't mean that the relationship doesn't mean anything just because we're not married. You know, I feel like that just adds on to what we already had when we do jump the broom. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree with her. It's funny because I was in a conversation earlier today and we were talking about marriage. And sometimes marriage is for the wrong reasons, you know, and so to say, and sometimes, you know, a relationship is built, you know, you go through so much, you from the beginning to the end, and then some people rush marriage. So to say a relationship is invalid because they're not married is I don't know. That's not. I don't agree with that.
No, I agree with the both of them. I've actually known some couples who've actually been together longer and in healthier relationships that haven't been married versus people who have been married. So I totally agree. I feel like the marriage is, at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper in a ring. Not to say it like that, but honestly, it's. I don't know if I want to say most people do it for religious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I said, I've known people whose relationships are way healthier than people who've been married versus people who aren't married.
I was gonna say I don't know too much about marriage because I don't really think about it too much. But I just sat here and thought about it while you guys were talking, and I feel like it is less valid, but not in a sense of, you know, testing y'all love or is y'all love valid, but more so like legally it's less valid because, you know, if I don't know if they have like what is it called? Like common
Common law marriage.
Common law.
common law
California, I think California do it.
Yeah.
laws for that, but you know, if something was to happen, like where's the security for your other half, you know?
Right. Right. And that can be devastating. Somebody's been with somebody for 20 years and you know, they could pass on and, you know, you've been their primary source of, you know, relationship caretaking. You know what it is that they want and you can't do anything because you can't legally go into I've seen that a couple of times. Like you can't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that working in healthcare. I have seen that. And I'm going to agree with all you guys and say that it's not less valid in a when it comes to love and compassion, you know, and that attraction, but it is less valid in in a legal sense because like Sean said, if you're taking care, I've seen where someone is taking care of somebody and a relative that ain't never came or got along come and make all these life-ending decisions for this person. And that person can't, and they have no say so. Or if a next of kin, you know, under them, it can come and take everything. So in that sense, yes. In a sense of love, no.
I feel like it's the timing because I'm going on 5 years with my fiance. And it's not that we don't want to get married, but a lot of people was trying to like rush us to get married. Like, why aren't y'all married yet? But it's like, we want to do it on our time. You know, it's like anything can happen between now and the time we get married. I'm not saying I don't love you, you don't love me, but we're still trying to figure out who we are, you know? So that takes time for some people. And I understand the legal part of everything, but as far as just the value of it, I feel like we already married. But I don't mind getting married. We're gonna plan it out and do everything. It's just let us do it on our time, not when our parents want us to do it because y'all want to see us married so bad, you know? So
yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on you, Sheila, too, as well. You know, because it depends on the situation you're in as well. And yeah, like some of the things I've, been through, I would not, when you have that marriage seal on it, you like, wait a minute, goddamn it, we married.
Right.
It's some of those things I'd rather have went through, not have already having that vow broken.
How do you feel about apologizing in a relationship? And kind of are we combining that, apologizing or compromising in a relationship? What is your take on that?
I don't mind apologizing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I try not to be, though, honestly, because I don't like apologizing at all. So I definitely try to make sense and be the best person I can be and look at it from both sides. But ultimately, I definitely will put my pride to the side, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and and will apologize. Compromising, I compromise when I feel it's right, because sometimes people compromise just to shut the other person up, in a sense, but no, I compromise when I genuinely feel like I need to compromise and be understanding to my partner.
I don't have a problem apologizing. I feel like in my past relationship, I took more responsibility than I should have. So yeah, I don't have a problem apologizing. I always accept what I could have done differently.
Mm-hmm.
I think both are needed at some point in a relationship. Definitely, if I'm wrong, I have never had a problem with saying, I apologize and, working on trying to fix whatever the issue is. And as far as compromising, yeah, sometimes it's needed and sometimes it depends on what the compromise is. But I definitely, if the compromise is something that works on both behalves and it's not, if it works on both behalves, then it's something that we could do. But as far as apology, definitely, I will apologize when I'm wrong.
I agree with everybody. When I was younger, I used to not like to apologize because not like, but like to guys, okay? Because I used to feel like I was kind of kissing ass. But that was a young mentality that I had, Now that I'm in like a serious relationship, I have to think about the other person and their feelings, So
Right.
apologizing and compromising is the biggest things in the relationship and trust. And yeah, that's my take on that. I agree with everybody, though. I think we all can agree on that one.
Yeah, I'm going from one side to the other and then back. Like I've been compromising, maybe not so much willing to apologize in the beginning. Like it would just yeah, I'm a whole ass tourist, so it would really just be I'm gonna look the other way. Like we'll figure that shit out later. And then I've been very compromising, very apologetic, and recognizing my faults. And then I've gone to the part where I've been both non-apologetic, non-compromising, and that's when I just wasn't emotionally available. So it would be like, so you want me to say sorry? Well, you just gonna wait on that? But I wouldn't say it. I just would be a stubborn ass over there minding my business somewhere, and maybe somebody else, like Marisha or Brianna asked, might be like, you acting this way or not? And I'll be like, no, I'm not, for a couple days. And then I can see it, but now I'm kind of back in my compromise and apologetic mode because I know my love language. I'm trying to learn a different love language, and I'm willing. I'm emotionally available now. I'm willing. So those habits you came with me when I wasn't emotionally available. So it was just like I was with the shit unconsciously. Like I wasn't directly trying to be an asshole. It was just like, compromise the fuck, get the fuck out of here. Breakfast? No. Like it sounds horrible, but I went through that phase like hardcore.
Being younger, I did not like to compromise. I'm like, yay, I don't so much like to be wrong. And I did not like to apologize. I did not like to apologize. She would be like, it felt like, wait, I'm being a sucker. But older, knowing and being in a relationship, you have to compromise is not sacrifice. And a lot of people mistake compromise for sacrifice. That's not compromising. And like Marisha said, it has to, compromising is both halves working on it. So.
And to so when I said that I don't like apologizing, I don't, but I also really, really, really act slow on my actions before I react. And I also choose my words wisely. And I also pay attention to what's going on too. So basically, so I don't make that mistake and have to apologize. I definitely try to not be perfect, but try to always be understanding. You know, I'm a very understanding person. And so if I gotta apologize, then something is wrong. You know, something is completely wrong, because I definitely always hear people out and react very cautiously and slow. Like I'm always listening and be like, okay, well, let me think about that for a minute. Because I don't want to say the wrong shit. I don't want to do the wrong thing. You know, shit. I don't want to go to jail. Anything, you know, like I'm always thinking, you know, seriously, like I'm always thinking, because I don't like apologizing, period. You know, like I feel like we all make, life is about decisions. Either you make the wrong decision or you make the right decision, you know, so it's all about decision making. So at the end of the day, when you make the wrong decision, you end up apologizing. So, or misunderstandings too. I'm sorry, I didn't understand that, you know, or I apologize. I didn't know you meant it that way.
No,
You
you're
know,
very
so
open-minded.
I'm very open-minded. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just feel like I can't ask him for something that I'm not willing to do, or a person, period. So
Period.
that's what helps me with the apology and compromising. I mean, you're not gonna always get them from people, but I mean, I can't ask you for something I'm not willing to give either. So, you know.
What do women really want from a man? And why is it so hard for women to be honest when it comes to matters of the heart?
When you say matters of the heart, what do you mean?
Look, what did he mean?
Oh, what did he mean?
Yeah,
right.
what you say. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I guess, I don't know. That's very broad, you guys.
Probably something that makes you emotional. Maybe that's what it is. Why it's so hard for you to be honest when it comes to matters of the heart, like something that makes you emotional, or yeah, that's what I would think. Matters of the heart.
That's what I would think too.
I don't think that we are. I don't think that it's hard for us to be honest when it comes to matters of the heart, unless we just not really involved, you know. But I think we're usually pretty honest about our emotions and what our heart is feeling in relationships. We may not express it properly. We may not.
Right.
You may not. We may not express it in a way that you can understand. Like I felt hurt by that action, or whatever. Instead, it's going to come out of, why did you do that, or something else or another. I don't know. But I just think we don't communicate it in a way that they fully understand all the time. So we usually throw in our emotions at them as opposed to clear communicating words.
I agree with that.
I want masculine companionship. I want that masculine energy that only a man can bring. You understand, like the firmness and decision. That I can get all into it. I get to talking about jaw lines and shoulders. I want I want masculine companionship. And I know you can probably get that from a best friend and things like that, but masculine, intimate companionship is what I really want from a man. Like, that's just it.
I know intimacy for sure. But for the most part, mine is the stability. I need my man to be mentally stable. Mentally stable towards where I can trust he can lead. I want a leader. I want to be confident that my man can lead me in a relationship. Women are so strong. We are leaders ourselves, and to be able to step back and take a break and know that, our lives is in the right hands, or, you can just get off the gas for a minute is a relief, for me, for sure. Because I'm like, I can't trust that I'm sorry. I can't, as much as I want you to be that man, you can't be that man for me.
Yeah, I feel like she said it perfectly. Words out of my mouth. I will like a man who can lead. I don't want to be the mama.
Right.
I don't want to have to teach. I mean, it's certain little things that might come up, but I don't want to feel like the teacher. I don't want to feel like the guidance counselor.
Anybody? Maybe can we elaborate? It seems like most people agree with on a man that can lead. What is leading? What does that look like?
Leading is I'll jump into that one on you guys. So, I speak for all women. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think that women are looking for, loyalty, honesty. Be honest, because if you be honest with yourself, because if you honest with yourself, then you can be honest and either fix it or say this ain't for me. And I think a lot of men sometimes and women are not honest with themselves. Like, can I go through this? Or do I still want to go through this? Or no, I don't. Or this is actually moving forward.
Right.
We're growing, because some people go through stuff and grow and some people don't, like they said. And no one wants to be, we are
life size to it
to be able to allow someone else to lead and really trust them, because you putting your mental is everything.
And
when you're dealing with a human being, vice versa, when a man is dealing with a woman as well, you allowing somebody to enter a space, and it's like, no one wants to be led off a cliff or into a mental breakdown.
Yeah, and then it's like it's leading decision making. If we're in a relationship, I want to trust that you are not making selfish decisions and making decisions based on us, the family, or genuinely like what's right. And sometimes, it's okay to huddle up and as a team, because we a team, make that decision together. But ultimately, I want to be reassured that, you can have good judgment, and make and be a good decision maker, and know what's best for your family, and also a breadwinner. I ain't trying to be funny, but that's big. You want your man to be able to hold the house down. You want him to be able to be financially stable. And I've been on both sides, you know, where I'm the breadwinner or he the breadwinner or whatever. And it's cool, but you know, it's nothing like having that man that could really hold you down and know that he got you. And then also like a, I don't know, just basically those two things for the most part.
I think that comes with everything being in divine order, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot, you know, with the fact of just saying a man that can lead, there are some women who don't want that type of relationship, and they want to be in control, or they want to be,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, what makes you feel the most secure in a relationship? We kind of covered it a little bit, but what makes you feel
Yeah.
most secure?
Trust. You know, the
Right.
trust in the relationship, knowing that you know. I always say I hate being on the the unknown side. You know, shit, you don't know when you wake up the next morning what's gonna happen, what it's gonna be, you know. And I'm always like, I'd rather be on the no side. I want to know. I want to know everything. I don't like being surprised. And trust plays a big part in that. With me, you know. So I feel like that's the main thing that definitely locks down a relationship with me is the trust.
We fully submit when we have trust. You have a
Mm-hmm.
different type of relationship when you have trust, right?
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you. Trust and communication.
Yes.
It's the trust, the loyalty. Um, you know, I like, again, I like, for instance, I hate for a man to text me, "What you doing?" And if I'm like nothing, and I'm like, "Oh, what you doing?" He's like, "Oh, nothing." Like, I hate that conversation. But I have a new person who will text and be like, what we doing today?" Or what you doing? And I'm like, "Nothing." "Okay, we'll get dressed because we about to go here, here, and here." I'm up and I'm out. I'm ready. That's what I like. Um, but definitely the leader and the trust and the loyalty. Um, a real companionship, somebody that I really we can confide in one another. And, you know, I can trust that when I'm talking to you, I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being heard, and the advice you give me is for my best interest, just like the same I would do for him.
I feel like it was covered, Phil.
Okay.
Trust. I feel like a lot of these questions, you know, like relationship questions is gonna be like kind of the same, you know, like trust is very important.
Do you used to or do you currently hit guys?
I don't do it now. I'm gonna just say that.
You gotta
Yeah.
Nah, I don't hit man, but I have to. That's like, I know, but it's just, I don't know. I was drunk.
There, and I've done it, and I haven't been drunk, so we have been there.
Like, shit, I was drunk and he had me fucked up, basically. Like, it's just one of them things. But I felt bad afterwards. I would say that, you know, like, that was one of them times where I apologized, you know.
I have not put my hands on a man. I do not put my hands on men. Um, I just feel like if it has to get to that point for me, I'm cool. Um, I don't put my hands. I ain't your mama. I don't expect you to put your hands on me, so I ain't gonna put my hands on you. However, you know, if it comes to a self-defense situation, okay. But for me to just outright first do it, nah, I don't really fool with it.
See, and I agree with Marisha because it hella took me out of my character. You know, it's like that ain't even who I am. But it did happen, you know, but I definitely feel her. Like I don't need nobody putting their hands on me. I don't want to put my hands on you. I don't even do the whole fuck up cars and property and shit because I don't need them doing that to me.
Exactly.
So, but I would say I have, you know, I have done it and I was not okay with it afterwards. Shit, that made me feel really, really bad. But I agree with Marisha too.
Yeah, it to me, it opens the door for it to seem like, okay, well, she putting her hands on me, you feel me? She putting herself in a man's place. So it's like, for me, I just, you feel me? I stay away from it. So if that's where you're gonna take me, nah. And like Danielle said, I've never been the mess up your car type because I'm gonna be furious you touch my car. Then
Straight
I
up.
might have to renege on putting my hands on you, but seriously, no, I stay clear of that one.
I did it beginning and said I have, and it's been times when I haven't been drunk, and I'm gonna go ahead and agree. Being older now, like if I gotta feel like I gotta put my hands on you, I don't need to deal with you. That's taking me way out of my element. And younger, like they said, that you feel bad, even if they wrong, you feel bad because you don't. I feel more bad that I got taken out of character. Like I got to put my hands on you, like I'm your mama. Like you know, like I got a child, and I don't want to have a child being with a companion. You know, feeling like I got to whoop. It's time for a whooping. You know when it's like, and Marisha has been there before. So, you know, not, it's not okay. It's never okay to put your hands, it's just like how women don't expect to have their, have their having someone put their hands on them. It is not, okay for you to put your hands on someone else unless you're defending yourself. Like Anna said, like if you got to defend yourself, then you got to do what you got to do. You know,
for real.
Situation, but I've done it and it's not okay. You don't, because you open the door up for somebody to do something to you, and like Marisha and Danielle said, I don't mess up cars and all that extra stuff. Just leave me alone, you know. And because I don't want you fucking up my shit, because I'm gonna be mad and I'm gonna take it to another level. So, and I don't like being drawn out like that. And I think older now, it's really hard for someone to do that to me anyway. But you know, I might think about it for a day. You know, like shut up, you come fuck me, shut up. You know, then I bring myself back that redirection because we still,
right.
You know, we human over here, but when we think about it, you know. But yeah, so what about you, Shauna?
Yeah, no, you know, I didn't act right. I think growing up, along the way, there was always like some form of uh, beat up the boys, and it wasn't frowned upon. Like in elementary school, playing boys chase the girls on the yard, you know, you would knee them in their nuts. Like that was the move, the go-to move, or at least in my school. I think y'all grew up in Oakland too, right? Maybe not.
Yep.
Also thing in middle school.
But now I would never. I would never. Please. I just don't think that it's right. But I did actually in an early relationship just have like the smacking reflex. I'll call it the smacking reflex. It wasn't right. And most of the time that I did it, I wasn't valid as to why I did it. Like I just was out of control and overwhelmed with my emotions because I wasn't ready to be in a fucking relationship, but I thought I was grown enough to do it. And my reflex was a smack. Like it could just be something I didn't like or that made me real extremely uncomfortable. And I'm extremely thankful that he had enough restraint to not smack my ass back because I was wrong. And so, but I learned to, you know, I grew up and I learned, but initially early on, yeah, like it was a smack. But I wasn't gonna damage no property, bleach no clothes, and stuff like that. It was just, I think, more so not being able to handle the heat of the emotions in the moment. I am very apologetic. I've apologized to that about that being older, but yeah, it wasn't right. Just
I'm sorry.
Nah, I stay away from physical and verbal. I don't even verbally attack like that. Even though I be wanting to, but I still try not even, because that's in another sense where I'd have to apologize.
Right.
So it's like I even stay clear of verbally attacking.
Right.
To be honest, I try my hardest not to tear that person down, even though, you feel me, because it's not me. I might say it in my head, I might write it out, but you feel me. And I ain't gonna say all the times I said the right things, but I've never been that super nagging attack where it's just like, you feel me, completely tear you down. Because at that point, again, I don't need to be with you if it gets to that point. I mean, you done took me again to a whole nother level of some super disrespectful, and I stay clear.
Right. Like that belittling and things like that. It's just not called for. It's one thing you arguing back and forth about a subject, and you trying to figure it out, even take your time, but not belittling someone. Yeah, I don't tolerate that. You're not gonna belittle me and verbally abuse me and make me feel a way about try to make me feel a way about myself. I've never been okay with verbal, and I've said things I had no business saying in the past, but definitely older is that's not okay either. Verbal abuse, that your mental is your everything. I've said this before in this video, and when you attacking someone's mental, that's ultimately like pulling a weapon on me, because that's what I feel mental. That's like life or death. Like, so I don't like even the attack on the mind.
Yeah, and that's something that'll make you act out. I'll say. Oh gosh, I'm glad I did that early on. I'm not glad that I did that at all, but I'm just glad that it was way early on to where I could learn, that that's just not the right behavior.
Right.
Next question is, it's compact, right? Are you comfortable being your authentic self? Are you apprehensive about showing your natural hair due to stereotypes or any types of judgment in regards to just being your natural, authentic self in today's world?
Not at all. Not at all.
No, not comfortable at all.
No, I am comfortable. Like, I'm 100% comfortable being my authentic self. Period. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything, actually. I don't it's like, you got to take me as I am. That's females, males, work. That's just who I am, period. And then, it gets to a point towards where I've seen people try to not be their authentic self, and eventually it comes out anyway. So why hide it? So that's one thing that I definitely pride myself at being, is myself. Because shit, they gotta love you, want to be around you, could work with you. Period.
Okay. Let me go to Anna on that one. Are you comfortable being your authentic self? Making any changes due to stereotypes?
Yeah, I'm comfortable being my authentic self. I think that I am a product of my environment at times, and I can't really help it. So some might fall into a stereotype, but at the end of the day, that's what makes me me. So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with myself. I can't say that I've always been like that, but right now.
I agree. It's all a part of growth too, being comfortable and learning yourself and being content with yourself to actually show your true self too. Because we all a work in progress, and it takes a lot for us to grow and really be ourselves too. So it's like once you got it, because shit, we all grown, so it's like I ain't hiding shit. This is who I am. This is take me as I am. If you like it, then we love it. So it is what it is.
I'm okay with being myself. When I was younger, I didn't used to be okay with it because I thought I was ugly. But that's when I was younger. I had to find a beauty in myself when I got older. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't mind being myself. On my YouTube channel, that's who I am,
Right.
Right. Marisha?
I'm going to say that I have my moments where I'm comfortable with being me, but I still struggle with my own things about myself that it's just me. It's not really worried about what other people. It's just something I don't like about me. So I mean, I have my moments where I'm like, hey, it is what it is. But for the most part, I can't say that I'm fully there, but I'm working on it. Even down to who I am as a person. Like when I was growing up, I was always like nice. And so I noticed that when the nicer you are, people take your kindness for a weakness. So then I became mean. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to balance. So I'm still trying to figure myself out about just who I am and really trying to figure out how to balance, set boundaries, I'll say, without being, it's just a boundary. A boundary is a boundary, whether it's mean or not to the person. But so, I don't know. I'm a work in progress. Like I said, some days it is, you get what you get. I take my hair down, put it in a ponytail, do what I do, go out. But after a while, I think like the first initial, when I first step out, I'd be like, oh my God, like I don't have no brows on, I don't have no this on, I don't have no that on. And then, as the day go by, I just kind of get used to seeing me and I'm like, okay, this is who you are. You can't change it. So it is what it is, but that's still a work in progress for me.
I appreciate these organic answers.
Yes.
Right.
I'm appreciate it.
What about you, Brianna?
For me, yeah. Now, and also that came with growth, because you do see all these different things, and that can impact you and impact your esteem at some point. But I'm completely comfortable being me, and that came along with my journey, and still even learning and growing, because I'm still learning and growing. But I'm completely fine with wearing my real hair. I'm completely fine with wearing fake hair if that's what I want to do, because I know it's what I genuinely want to do. I've never been a person to like chase trends, shall I say, or I kind of always wanted to look different, be different, and didn't really know that. But doing different things, I have been in situations where you can't just fully be yourself, and I think that's just different environments at different times. But at this point, where I am on my journey, I'm complete. This is what you gonna get. Like, I'm gonna give it to you. And then going along with Marisha said is, I'm normally a very nice person, or very which now I know wasn't compromising if it's one-sided, and that's in all relationships, just not even in a intimate relationship, and then people start seeing you say no, or standing up for yourself, or saying no, this is what I'm doing, this is my life, you know, people get offended by that, not knowing that's you. And it was like, I'm not this age now, this is what it is. If you don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you. That means it's just not meant, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
for me, like, I'm comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable.
You comfortable, huh? I'm becoming more comfortable. It's been a journey. I literally went through a hippie year phase where it was like, fuck everything. I'm doing what makes me feel comfortable. Especially like working in certain job environments, certain appearances are necessary. Um, I've had some issues with coworkers when I was going through, you know, kind of am I going to transition my hair, things like that. I've worked in the office with people who weren't Black women, and my hair has been the conversation of the office, and that shit got hella annoying. I mean, that actually pushed me over into wanting to just be completely more freer. But the more that I get into myself, I realize that my level of comfortability in today's world is completely different. So I do still feel a little bit of resistance. And my solution is just to create the lifestyle that is of comfort to me, basically. So get myself into a position where if I decide that I want to have the chakra colors in my hair this week because of how I'm feeling, I don't have to worry about how corporate is going to look at that drastic change and how I'm representing somebody else's company. I don't have to think about you know, I don't know. I kind of stepped into more free things, and like I didn't worry about if it's attractive or if somebody else likes it, just what makes me comfortable. And I find that the things that make me comfortable are more attractive to other people, like male and female, just in general. People kind of gravitate towards the comfort of that I found with self. So I'm looking to further increase it and become more comfortable, because I'm really just like, some days I don't want to wear shoes, and I don't. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna put on a big flowy dress and the least possible sandal that I could find, and maybe I do or I don't want to have a bra on, and do you know what I mean? Like, whatever feels good and free.
I agree, because like, also sometimes there is situations like being comfortable with yourself, and you know, like, we comfortable ourselves, but okay, some of us not gonna run to the mall in just pajamas, you know, like, you
Right.
have to adjust and change. Sometimes, like Marisha says, you worried about, like, well, I'm gonna do a brow today, you know, like, but that doesn't, and I think some people take that too, like, oh, like, I'm comfortable with me, but this is, I want to elevate what's going on today up here, you know, physically. That's what I want to do. And then also being in jobs, because very young, I had to dumb down because I was working in, you know, in nursing homes and things like that. And even younger than that, it was working just in you know, not Subway, what was it? Safeway, deli, very young. And I came to work with, I was in beauty school, and I came to work with pink and orange hair, and I had to go dye my hair the next day. But that's who I was. I was bright, and I had to dump a lot of that. So I had to find that. And that's what made me want to be more free. Like, you're not gonna tell me to change my hair.
Yeah, that's real. I know at one of my jobs, my hair was always the topic too, but I didn't give a fuck, because I'm like, I'm about to wear these blonde braids. They'd be like, oh, look, they say she looked like, her hair looked like snakes, or, you know, or look at her, she looked like one of those people on Star Wars, and but then I'll come with like a cute little bob, because that's what I'm feeling this week, and they'll be like, your hair is so nice. Your hair is so nice, you know, and I'm like,
that conformed shit is always so nice.
You know, like, and I'm like, okay, but however I'm feeling is how I'm feeling. You don't judge me about my hair, you judge me about my work performance and how I'm bringing in this money. So at the end of the day, you know, that helped me be a lot confident in the workplace, though. You know, like regardless of what hairstyle I have or whatever, how I come to work, like it didn't affect the pay or, you know, like my presence as far as working with the consumers, you know, because sometimes, you know, motherfuckers is bored and they want to see some spice, you know, they want to see a personality, you know, everybody don't always want to be monotone. People want to see personality to show that you are human, you know, and that also helped me in the workspace, you know, be myself. Because I know my mom is 100% herself. She'll walk in the room with pink hair one day, blue hair one day, a mohawk, long hair, however she's feeling. My mom always been like that. And she always taught me to, you know, like, no, that's cute. Shit, be who you are. Shit, that shit cute. Don't let nobody tell you that's not. And I'm grateful for that. You know, I'm grateful to have such be grown up around confident women, you know, around me all the time, you know, to show me that no, you be who you are, and if they don't like it, fuck it.
I think we all agree. We just want to be free to do whatever it is we feel this week, next month, or whatever. Uh, just, you know, free to, I feel comfortable like this. This is what I'm feeling, and it shouldn't have to be like such a strong attention grabber. I don't know, you know, because I do feel like, I don't know about you, but I felt like that in the workplace. That it was just like way too much attention going to this, you know, and even with you just being cool and trying to bounce back and forth after a while, it was just like, look here, mother, like the fuck,
Right.
what's your shit today? What did you do?
Right. For real.
Right? Highlights going,
Right.
You know, or whatever.
Oh, you cut your hair. Okay.
Yeah, you got your ends clipped.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Next one.
Is sex enough to keep you committed in a relationship? And does the thought of an affair excite you?
This is what they want to know. Is sex enough to keep you?
I love
It's
sex,
more,
but it cannot keep me in a relationship.
No.
Don't get me wrong,
more
like
to it.
it's important, but it's not a keeper. It can definitely not keep me in a relationship. And as far as an affair, I'm just not that type of person. I don't like when you say affair, you mean like cheating?
Yeah, like cheating.
Right? So no, like I'm not a cheater. I've never cheated before. I'd rather leave somebody before I cheat on them. So I just wasn't raised like that. For real, I would be like, I gotta go. This relationship ain't working out. I'm having thoughts. What I do on my own time is what I do on my own time. But I'm definitely not a cheater. And sex is definitely will not keep me. It'll keep me happy if I trust you and you solid and you loyal. But it ain't gonna keep me so you could keep fucking over me.
That part. Yeah. You ain't gonna be dickmatizing me.
Straight up. Take
No,
that shit
sir.
somewhere else.
Who want to go next on that one?
No, it's not enough. That's not enough. No, it's more to it. Basically, everything we went over in the beginning, the loyalty part, the love, it's more to it than just sex. And the other part was, does it excite me as enough? No, not that either. I mean, you might as well cheat if it excite me. So that don't excite me at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know much more I can say besides no to both of those questions.
Definitely is not a keep me around situation. It keep you just as long as having a baby for a man keep a man. Like it don't. So for me that's a no. And as far as an affair, no. If I feel like I have to cheat on you, then that means you've lost me already.
Right.
If I feel like I'm gonna go out and have an affair, I'm already emotionally and mentally I've left you. Physically, my body is just there. So, in that sense, and I like Danielle said, I will leave you before it get into all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on these ladies and say what they're saying is very valid because it's just like, no, I will say, has it been one of the reasons that have kept, in a relationship longer than it should have? Yeah, but grown, no, you gotta bring milk and dick. I ain't just going hey and not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to bring way more to the table and all the things we prior talked about to the table. And then also, I know that some people find themselves saying that, oh, it's good. Oh, no, you just exchanged energy and you might got some soul ties going on or something else going on, and don't even understand. You don't even like the fucking person, but now you feel like you got to still have sex and vice versa with men and women too. Because I hear men say it like, oh, I don't even like her, but I'm gonna go get. Then what you getting it from? There's nothing that you done exchange some energy because that's what you're doing when you having sex. So I think it's very important to watch who you having sex with and who you exchanging that energy with, because you might exchange some shit you don't want to exchange and be stuck, and the other person may have manifested some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a high time of that. When exchanging that type of energy. So go ahead and agree with the ladies. Like, got to be more than dick on the table. Like, that's not enough. That's not enough at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not enough. You just can't show up and put your dick on the table and be like, here it go. No. And I think the reason why is because dicks is just thrown around everywhere, all willy-nilly now. Like, it's not a temptation, or it's not as much of a temptation because it's constant. It's everybody got dick to offer. Like, I don't know how else to stress that. Everybody got dick to offer and everybody throwing it. So keeping me in a committed relationship,
it's easy, and that's not attractive. Like,
it's not
easy, just like a man, easy woman is not an easy man. That, like, you got to put up in affairs, no.
And then just over time, I will say, okay, so I've had some older friends, who I'll call mama such and such, and I can see in their older relationships, they don't want to leave the husband, they're comfortable where they're at, but they want a little bit of excitement. I've seen older women have affairs for excitement because their husband's they're just old and comfortable and they don't want to leave them, but somebody else is causing a stir or excitement in them. And I don't think it's cool, but I've seen it. And then the thought of the affair, I can't say that it's exciting to me. I was trying to give myself like a real jog around just to see, like, let me see if I could possibly quite be in a position to to consider having an affair. I can't. And I think when most women cheat, like they say, not most women, I'm gonna stop saying that because there's some real shit happening out here in these streets. We is not finna paint the illusion that all women just be like, most of us are, right? But I think most women have emotional affairs. So maybe not a physical affair, but they're having an emotional affair of some sort. And it might be that, like, they be calling them work husbands. It might be that friend that you got a level of intimacy with, but y'all don't have sex. But if your dude saw how bare you were with your emotions with this person, he would consider that shit an affair. I think women have emotional affairs. I'm not interested in either one.
No, because emotionally, if you have left the relationship, shit, there ain't no relationship. Because, like we all agree, dick is not the only thing that needs to be placed on the table. So I feel like an affair just, especially where I'm at now, like being older, like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Have you ever faked an orgasm? I know that.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yep. I don't know why though, like, but I did.
Yeah.
Well, I might know why. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you go. Oh no.
Oh,
I never did.
I faked one. I faked a few.
Why?
Just because I wasn't. Sex is an experience to me. Like it's a whole, like, all in one mental, like I have to really, really be there. And it's been times where I thought I was there, but right in the middle, I just wasn't. And I just had to just like hurry it up, I guess. Like it's fucked up, but I've been there before. And and I didn't feel bad about it at all.
It's like a positive cheer, right? No.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Shit, he was happy. I was happy. It was what it was. But I definitely faked an orgasm before, and my thing is, I just don't know how they don't know. That shit's just weird. I'm like, how did you not know? Like, but I guess you just don't know. Shit, it's fine by me. But yeah, I definitely have a few times. Yeah.
I think because it'd be hecka wet, so they probably like mixing those two. I don't know.
But how did you not know?
Yeah.
That shit's weird. But if I could get away with it, then I guess
I mean, why not, huh?
Right.
And then we do have multiple level orgasms, right? Like, or at least that's what. So
you have the light ones. You
may
have
get like that.
Yeah.
Okay level orgasm, but you didn't get the full orgasm, like the final finale.
The burst.
It was completely like fake.
Yeah.
Brianna, what'd you say?
I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah, okay.
The multiple levels, we do have multiple levels. Now, which level are you gonna get to today?
But when I first started having sex, I thought you had to be like all moany and into it. So like I had unnecessary that shit hella embarrassing. I had unnecessary noise, but for me it was like I was animating the moment, or I was almost giving a compass in so many ways too. Like that's it. Like, but it was too extra.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely done it. And for reasons like Daniel said, hurry up and get it over with.
I would say that it was not with like my man though. You feel me? Like, to put it down, but me just testing the waters, thinking I'm dating and about to be with somebody, and it's just a deal breaker. Like, okay, hurry up. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
And yeah, again too, the whole I don't know how they don't know, because I ain't gonna lie, I gave him a second chance. And I actually did have one. So I was like, so you still couldn't tell that the first time really didn't happen. But he still thought that he put it down for the first and the second time. Well, no, that wasn't it.
Follow-up question on that for everybody. How important is oral sex? Receiving oral sex?
I'd rather give than receive. I don't know.
I don't know why I'm not like really big on a man going down. I don't know, but it's just like I rather just give it. Like I'm like I like to please. Like I don't know, maybe it's like a dominant type of thing. I want to take control. I'm just like that, but when it's the opposite or the other way around, I don't know. I'm not really too big on that. It's not that I don't like it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
My experience is they just do, like, seriously, it's just like automatic, you know,
Yeah.
it's just part of the whole ordeal, part of the experience, and whether I choose to do it or not, doesn't really seem to matter. But I don't mind at all. But I just know that my experience, they just go down, and it's like, all right. Oh,
You the question was, how important is it?
Yeah, how important is oral sex? Receiving oral sex. And now you might as well get in on giving, because that played a part.
Yeah, I'm not like, oh, it's just the most important thing ever, but it kind of just happens, so it's enjoyable. And like, I don't know. I guess I can kind of agree with, like, it's not, give me the experience. No, I'm like, let's get to that part. But that is, it's cool, but it's not like it just has, you know, happen. But I like it, and it normally does happen. So I guess it is important. It gets things rolling. So
it's just like now sometimes it's just automatic,
yeah,
like
it's more like, yeah.
it's not even like a big deal, so to speak. It's just part of the whole wanting to please your partner at the moment. Like that's just what we do.
Yeah.
I,
And
I
I
think
think
men are starting to be comfortable with it now. That's why.
yeah,
'Cause
more men are starting to be comfortable with it, whereas I think like women were a little bit more comfortable with it before. But I think giving and receiving is, I'll take that back. I think it is important to give and receive. Like you have to be giving if you want to
yeah,
receive.
I think
You like,
the guy,
no, we grown. Like we're grown. So
because men used to hide it back in the day, and now it's like
like,
grow
boy,
up.
you been eating kitty cat. Stop playing. Like, but yeah.
I could live without it. I mean, I enjoy it, but I could live without it. It's not mandatory. I'm not gonna be upset if he can't do it quite right. He needs to learn. Um, it's not a deal breaker for me. I will say that I've had an experience that made me get into myself more, the way that he enjoyed giving me oral, made me get into myself more. It was down to just how he positioned and held my body. It was intriguing. Like, I'll just say that after that experience, I had this little happy dance going, and it wasn't about like, the whole ability to, it wasn't about the coming. It was the level of passion that he
Right.
had doing it. And it was just intriguing. Like, he had me holding my body a particular way, and I'm really getting into it the more that he got into it. So I think it can be a great exchange, but I could live without it. Like, it's not a deal
Yeah.
breaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make or break mine either. I mean, it happens, but if it don't, we still about to do what we gonna do.
Yeah, I
Right.
feel like the D
Right.
is more important. Like, ladies, do we agree? Like, that's what's important.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I can work around everything else, but the D is important. Like,
Yeah. I mean, even after you come off with some oral followed up with the D, I'm just saying it's a good combination. I'm not gonna refute
that's what I'm
it.
like. Just pleasing, just being pleased. Like it's all about the whole experience. That's why I'm like, sometimes it happens. It's just what they do. It's their whole performance. They got.
Right. And I agree. I think there's a special thing about giving it because you want to please. Sometimes you want to be in control. You want to take over a situation. I mean, it's a tool to whip
Yeah.
out. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah. I agree with Sheila too on that one. It's definitely sometimes it will just be nah, I got this, because for me sometimes it gets me even more than me. I mean, like it really, so
Like just to be like drop your pants or just oh yeah, exciting. I love
It
it.
just depends on the moment. So whatever,
Right.
the moment is.
And that energy got to be right.
Right.
Like, bring it.
Say it again.
I said the energy got to be right. Like that moment, that energy got to be right. Like, what's going on? So, yeah.
Yeah. Are you okay being a secondary woman as long as it's not in your face? Why or why not?
Definitely not. I mean, but if it's not in your face, how do you know? So it's kind of like, how
You
will
know how
you
some
know
people be
you're
like, do what you do, but don't let me find out. Don't let her come to my door. Don't
Also, you
my
think
phone.
they know, the other person knows about it and they're okay with it, but not no.
Yeah.
no? I don't know how to be quiet. Like I'm not the hush type.
I don't know.
So,
Second.
exactly. Like
So,
I don't want to share. That's dangerous.
I would think one woman is enough anyway. Shit, that's
And
Right.
work.
it's funny. It's funny because like I had went out with this dude and he was like into multiple women, and he was like, and I had to tell him like, bruh, like you don't even know if you can handle me. Like you don't even know if I'm enough. Like I know I'm enough. So in order for you to feel like off top you just want to be with other people, then that's the end of this. Like that's the end of this. Like that's not okay. That's hella greedy. It's hella greedy. And it's crazy because like shit, if the table was turned and we like, okay, you want to be my second nigga? You want to be my second man? They be hella offended. You got you ain't fucking nobody. You ain't about to be with nobody. Oh, okay, well, feelings mutual.
and it's selfish. It's selfish. That's just selfish. I would hope not. No woman want to be second in a relationship. So,
It's just not fair. It's not. It's no. I don't want to have to wait my turn. What's that about?
Yeah.
I don't think we're made for polygamy or being in a relationship with somebody that's cheating, because we wouldn't have the intuition that we have, whether it be that dream you had when you went to sleep, or your gut is telling you some shit is not right, like there's a cat in my fucking yard, like what is going on. Like I don't think we would be wired like this if that was how it's supposed to go or how it's supposed to be. Like period. And I don't think it's about possessing or owning or controlling the person. I just think our natural instinct, you can't fully open us. We're like lotus flowers. You can't fully open us and engage us into a relationship that grows if there's someone else on the other side, or some thoughts of am I not enough, or if there you cheating yourself of experiencing the full capacity of a woman when you have stuff like that in your relationship.
totally agree. You are cheating yourself because then now she's holding back, and women got a lot to give. A woman
Mhm.
to give, like you said, Sean. There's so many layers.
We'll keep growing and opening.
Yeah,
Like
and
Mhm.
yeah.
don't make the thing gotta go back. You know, like you actually cheat yourself. While cheating, you cheat yourself
Yeah.
because you cheat yourself
Mhm.
of the full experience of having a woman give you it all.
Yeah, no, I mean nobody wants to be second place. I don't know. I guess it just depends on. I just think in all the different type of scenarios you could be in. But as far as it's, being with the person who I want to be with, then I mean, of course not,
Mhm.
So, what do you guys think of porn?
Pornography.
I mean, it's there. I don't mind it. I mean,
I don't mind it every once in
I
a
don't
while.
mind it. Yeah, like I mean, it's not like I have to. I don't watch it every day, or my partner don't watch it every day. But if I don't mind it. I don't know. I mean, I not to say I don't know, but I don't know if he watch it all the time. But I I don't mind it at all. It don't make me insecure. It don't make me ask questions or nothing. Shit, it's just that's what it's there for.
Okay.
I think porn is cool. I don't know. Somebody had brought to my attention that a lot of people who do porn can be possibly sex trafficked. So that made me kind of look at it a little differently because you just don't know if that person is there at their own will, just based on, being on the outside looking in. But if you take that out, I think it's cool. It's an effective tool.
I guess and go back to Danielle. You said it's there, you don't mind. Do you have a particular category that you tend to lean towards or be more comfortable with, or is it just like porn is just it's there?
Well, the only porn that I've watched was, men and women. Um, so I mean, shit, I'm not about to watch no um I don't know. Like I don't know cuz I never had to, watch anything else like two females, two dudes. Um so I'm not about to be like I would never watch that, but I just know that when me and my dude, if we were watching porn, it will definitely be, or it has been, just men and women. Um, Race isn't an issue. But yeah, it's just been that.
Okay. What about you, Anna?
Oh, y'all didn't hear when I was just talking?
We did, but you said you've kind of shied away from it because of what you heard about, like with child trafficking and things like that. Prior to that, when it was kind of okay with you, did you lean towards a particular category, like they have dominatrix and things like that, or no, you just never really got that much into it?
Um, yeah, mostly just like men and women, just like the basics. I never got into like dominatrix or um I don't even know what else is out there, but yeah, just the basics really.
Okay.
What about you, Brianna?
It's like it's
I'm off.
fair or whatever, but no, not all the category stuff, men and women. And it's just not like, and I have come to that before too, with being like watching things with traffic and it really have that go through your mind, like, this not don't work. But I have, like besides that portion, like yes, cool. It's sometimes exciting. So. But it depends on my mood. So I might not want to watch it, or I might want to watch it and have a good time. Like it just depends. Like it's not like, oh my God, every day. I don't know about what other people do, but no. It's more
Yeah.
It's somewhat,
It doesn't make me uncomfortable, period. Like
Yeah.
whether it's there or not.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Like, let's get the show is, with you and the person. However, you guys are sexually exchanging. So cool.
What about you, Marisha?
I mean, it's not an all the time thing, but if it's something that we just in the mood to do or watch, then we'll watch it, and that's it.
I guess I first kind of started to watch porn because I was dating somebody that was into it, and I wanted to see like what it was that he was into. Like I was trying to learn like why he was even interested in that type of video, because I noticed the pattern in the category of porn that it was like I'm gonna watch it with him so that I could see what's exciting to him. And then of course, like you said, you learn things and incorporate them. I never really watched it like for like trying to set up a sex situation, but it was just more so like, well, let's watch this. I've watched old 70s porn, but I've never really been too much into it. Fast forward later, like during a single time, I tried to get into it, and then I found that I generally like corny ass porn, like the shit that got a storyline. Like
the mailman, the pool boy.
Yeah, like, oh, like look at this. And I like, for some reason, and I don't know if it's like a fetish thing or just something that I generally like about sex. I've noticed that I tend to like the cream pie type of videos, or the type of like, I would be like, oh, that's a super shooter. How she make that? Let me go ahead and figure out how I could get this super shooter action. That was like that's how I perceive porn.
What type of spiritual habits do you have? Anybody want to go?
What do you mean, like meditating? Like just like
it was like a all free answer, like just wanting to know, like, what are your spiritual habits? What do you do?
Waking up, I pray, and then I'll go over some affirmations, just to get my spirits up, and then just make sure I'm in alignment, And then after, I might meditate just to get back focused, because sometimes I lose focus. I have to, get my mind together. I'll drink tea. That's pretty much how my spiritual morning would go. So, yeah.
I think I'm pretty much on that. I do the same thing. Wake up. Oh goodness, sorry, y'all. Now my call's coming in. I pray, and I I acknowledge. I read my scriptures. I read my horoscope. I meditate, and then I pray. And then I'll also give thanks to what I've been through, what I'm about to go through. And sometimes I like to read too. I read a lot, and sometimes I have to read before I get out of bed too. Whether it's like one of my Arisha books, my what I've just finished reading, A Return to Love. It's this more so learning how to cope with life in a more loving manner. as opposed to being so negative, I guess, and how to understand the Bible too as a tool on earth. And I do a lot of mental notes and try to get my thoughts together to prepare me for the day, for sure.
That's what's up.
And I also have my crystals too. I always give thanks to each one of them too, for whatever it got me through, because I'm always going through something. So it always prepares me.
Spiritual, everything about my walk at this point in my life is about spiritual growth and advancement. So that it's important that whatever relationship that I venture off into, that there's understanding and room for that. So a lot of the spiritual practices that I have is, of course, meditation, solitude, time for reflection. I'm a person that I don't charge in group settings, so I have to create solitude in order to have like a real sense of self-charging. And I usually accomplish that with meditation. Sometimes it requires more, like right now, what do you have? Social media detoxing, physical detox. I'm using stones, herbs. Everything is about my spirit, down to how I bathe my body and what I'm bathing with. Um, Everything is a spiritual practice for me at this point, and it's increasing as I increase my understanding and knowledge. So spirituality is a lifestyle.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Spirituality is everything for me. It's a lifestyle that I live, and so it definitely, from meditation to what I put in my body to what I put on my body, um, my health. Like health is wealth, and so yeah, just everything from it's important. It's very important about what you practice, and so yeah, I have my minerals, my stones, my Seamoss, my different things that I do, from prayer to reading my scriptures to solitude as well, and from the way um, even bathing, showering, what is going through my mind during these different times, and being very intentional about my thoughts, and redirecting negative thoughts. And emotions, could be human, we're going to react, but those are some of my practices. And I believe it, I'm very strong with nutrition and holistically taking care of yourself. That's biased because I'm a holistic health coach, but like I believe in that, because if you can't think straight, which what you eat helps you to think correctly. And that's why when some people say, well, I was eating this and now I got a clear mind, I was exercising, now I got a clear mind. That's very true. That's why. So if you're not, eating the right things, then you can't even make healthy decisions for yourself. What is your definition of equality, and do you believe being equal to a man is conducive?
Um, Meaning like, do I feel like it's like important to be equal to a man, or do I feel like that should be a thing? Like, is that
Yeah.
like something? I don't know. I don't think we will ever be equal to a man. Like, I just think that we're in our own category. Like, that's just how I look at it. I know when people go to work, and like, if we're talking about like making money like a man, okay, that's a different topic. But as far as doing what a man does, I think men are supposed to do what men are supposed to do, and women are supposed to do what they're like. We can do. I don't know. This question is like kind of hard to answer,
This is
but
good.
we can do some things like a man, but I don't think I want to take on a responsibility of doing manly things, because that's, like I said, what men, like your sister was saying, you want a man to lead. So a man leads differently than a woman will, you know? So I don't know. I can elaborate more on that, but I have to think more about it. Plus my son going crazy. So
No, I think that was spot on right there. Like when it, comes to making money and things like that, then we can talk about equality. But in regards to anything else, I just don't desire to be equal to a man. I don't think it's conducive to a man. I'm not out here hollering this independent hoopla art. It's like, no. I think we all made that clear right in the earlier questions. Like, we want a man to lead, and that's just a different, type of. That's different. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, as far as in a workspace, like money wise, yeah, don't just pay me less because I'm a woman and have some
right.
equal rights as far as that sense. But I don't want the responsibility of now in a relationship, depending on what the boundaries are when we say equal, not being equal to a man. No, I want the same equal respect.
Right.
Same equal respect and boundaries of compromise, but I don't want to be the man in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want a man for. Like, I don't want to have to be the man. I don't want to have to be, I don't want that responsibility. That's what I want masculine energy for. That's what I want a man for.
Right.
No, that's right.
Because it's a lot of responsibility being a woman. They don't want to be the one in a relationship, so
right.
Like Sheila said, we are not equal. Like equal in the sense that's rights in the same respect, just like you should respect another human being. But also, we're two different categories. We are two different categories. They can't do things that we can do, and we can't do certain things that they can do.
Right.
I don't got no dick.
Right.
Right. That's right.
Balance.
I don't have a dick. I can't penetrate. I was born with a nice, with a nice one down there. So like, I don't want that responsibility. I'm a woman. I want to be a woman.
Yeah. Like equal. That's like what we got, two men in one relationship.
Let's be real.
I need men and women.
Let's be real.
It's not an equal vibration. No.
Like if I'm in a car and a flat tire break and I'm in a car with a man,
I'm not
right. Like there is some women who will, but I'm gonna tell you that I'm not. Like I want you to go ahead and do that. Like it'll be different if I'm by myself. I'm gonna have to figure this out big, And I've been in a situation like that where the other person didn't know how and I didn't know how. And that's okay. But I'm just saying, I don't want you looking at me like you're gonna change this first. I don't.
That's part.
Tire on you, bro.
Yeah, it's one thing you be like, I can't change that. You know how to change that. But it's another thing like, oh, we equal, it's your turn. You got to like, no,
right.
Yeah. Like I like my door being open. I like being helped if something is too heavy, like you watched out for me. I like being protected in a sense. And sometimes for men, that men go to the extent of making sure that your gas don't get low. Your tire pressure is good. Your car maintenance is right. Those things that, even if we do know a little bit about it, we don't need to think about it. It's a form of protection in so many ways. I'm not saying that men have to do that, but I'm just saying that's an example.
No, go ahead. That's a good example. Like I like all that stuff. I don't like to have to worry about a car,
I'm here for it. Yeah. I want to be like, babe, put the spider outside. No. Simple, but like,
or even them just having the knowledge and giving you the resource. Like sometimes I go get it, but I want you to be able to do that. You know, like, okay, you can't do it, but you know, you got the resource for it. You know what I'm saying? So I even appreciate that. Like, you know, versus somebody that's like, I don't know, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know, like, help us out.
Right. But I will get with it though. Like you said, that I have no problem with lending a hand. Like, are we changing the tires? Okay, you know, let me watch them lug nuts or however, like, but I don't think that's an equality thing. I think that's just like, babe, we got this together. You know, let me assist you. I'm not gonna. It could be cold outside. I'm not gonna just sit in the car while you changing the tire. You know, like, how can I assist?
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally, like, I'm gonna help you, but like, yeah, like, I agree with that. Like, no, I don't. And there's things women can give a man emotionally that, you know, they can't give us sometimes too. So it's things that we can give that they can't. And things that I think we're the perfect balance for each other. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't want to step into that role.
Marisha avoiding this question, y'all.
Go, Marisha. We ain't letting you. We done all had to answer them.
Marisha, would you then burn the bra type in the 60s? Feminist movement?
Nah, I mean, no, I mean, I agree on a lot of things you guys said, and I think, but maybe my answer too is more on not so much stepping into a man's role, but I am also like I am like a teamwork person. You know, I've been in a relationship where, you know, financially we really didn't have it, and you know, we had to do. I know, like, a lot of people was like, "Oh, well, he the man; he's supposed to do A, B, and C." And at that time, he was doing the best he could, and shit, I was doing the best I could. So, you know, it would be times where, you know, we would go out, and it's like, "All right, babe," because this what worked for us. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, "Oh, you the man, you supposed to have all the money, you supposed to have A, B, and C." It was just like, "Okay, babe, I'm gonna do, you know, I'm gonna do the dinner, you gonna do the movie." Like, you know, of course he always, I don't know, it was equal. If we couldn't go out, it would be like, all right, babe, I'm gonna cook dinner, but then he'll get the dishes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I don't know. I'm not necessarily really stepping into each other's role, and I don't want the man's role by no means, but also too, I don't mind being that
stabilizer.
That team and to, okay, so it's probably sounding a little funny, but I've had my door open, but when a guy opens my door, I will reach over and open his door. I mean, honestly, and they be just as appreciative as we are. Like, damn, like, I've never had a woman open my door.
Yeah, I love that example, right? Because it could be raining outside, hot, who cares, whatever. He got you into the car, and now you open the door to let him get in a little bit easier. I love that example right there. Like, that's like, just,
you take care of me, I'm gonna take care of you, plain and simple. So it's not so much that I'm trying to step in your role, but I mean, again, I don't want to. It's this answer could go on and on. Yeah, it could go on and on, but again, it's still something that I don't want to ask you for something that I can't give you, and sometimes I can't because I'm not a man. You know, some things I can't give you because I'm a woman. However, the things that I can do, then I'm willing to show you. Like, it can go both ways in some instances. So I don't know.
I agree. Like, you gotta be there. Like, yeah, we don't want to step into the role, but like, I've been in a situation where I, you know, been the breadwinner, and like, and sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it's been up and been down, and it's like, that's a healthy compromise. Those are healthy compromise, and it do gotta go both ways. You can't just expect someone to give you. And you can't,
because I feel like I got to meet, like, I got a chance to, like, meet the the true vulnerable. You know, men feel like they gotta all the time be, you know, hardcore, can't show no emotion, can't da da da. But I feel like when you also, I feel like I'm gonna allow you to still be human. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to always to feel like you gotta always be macho and you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, be yourself. Let's talk. Let's, you know what I'm saying? And I think I've actually had more fun and enjoyed the person that I dated more when it was you scratch my back, I scratch your back situation. And it wasn't just a, oh nigga, you gonna take care of me. Like, you take care of me, I'm gonna take care of you. Plain and simple.
Do you believe your personal method of being a woman is influenced by TV, radio, fashion, etc.? Right? Your personal method of being a woman, is it influenced by TV, radio, fashion, etc.?
Oh, well, I mean, I think everybody's a little influenced by everything though. I mean, honestly, it's always something that's influencing me. It can be something little or something big. Um, yeah, you know, it could be something I just seen, a color I just saw, you know, on TV, anything. So a little bit of, but I have my own personal, you know, way of how how I want to look or what type of style I like. So it just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, I think the same, like TV, radio, fashion, it can influence me if it's something that I'm into. Like
Yeah.
if I'm naturally a cuddle bug type of person, and a song comes out with the proper vibration that just fits
Hmm.
how I'm rocking, like, yeah, I'm influenced. The song has a particular influence over me because it vibrates with what the frequency I be getting down with, like.
Right, right.
But
Right.
I think before, like earlier on, in so many ways, maybe it could have influenced as to what I thought a woman was. Like I think, oh yeah, I think that we there was a level of feeling like every woman has to know how to twerk. Um, you know, a certain image or persona. I think that there's been points in times, like throughout the culture, where a certain thing has been like, you know, the it
Like
thing.
somebody has to be skinny or somebody has to be thick in this day and age. And, you know, if you don't have
Anyway,
a big butt,
there
you
you
know.
go. What is it? What do
Yeah.
they say? Skinny waist, cute face, thick in ass, something like that. Y'all
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say. So yeah, I think that can have a particular influence, but I think at the end of the day, we just learned that, you like what you like, and
Hmm.
and trying to fit into social patterns, to gain somebody's attention or whatever other type of methods you might be using, it's not, yeah. And Claire Huxtable, when I was a kid, Claire Huxtable was like my influence, and to a certain extent. Like, she represented maturity, and poise, and she had control over her family, like in this way that influenced me, and that was TV. So it could go either
Yeah.
way.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that younger, like more so younger, I'm pulling from these different influences, and still even now, especially on the fashion side. But I mainly, the more I tap into me, and the more I tap into spirit, it flows because I've always been really creative and things like that. And so, I would say, you know, more so now it's not as more so now. But then again, like I'm a music lover too, and I'm an art lover. So like Sheila was saying, if I see a color, I might think of a whole design or something like that.
Hmm.
Or if I hear a song, I might go, So I think I'm influenced differently now that I'm older and what I allow to influence me just because of my lifestyle now.
It's kind of like even when I'm at work, it's like when you get to work, you know, they teach you this is by the book. This is how you're supposed to do it. But at some point you kind of, and then you have different people that may come and like teach you different, you know, they'll teach you different things. Sorry, my TV's out. That'll teach you different things at work. And it's like, you just kind of pull from each one to make it work for you. And so, yeah, I think some things I do pull from each category, but my first initial influence for what a woman was came from the women in my family. Of course, you know, my mom and my aunts, and I've always looked up to Sean. So that was.
Thank you, Pudding Pop Cheetah Booty Malone. Nice. But you didn't hit boys like I did. I'm so glad.
That's why I said you pull certain things, you know, certain things that work for you and make them work for you. But so overall, yeah, and but I do pick and choose wisely what's influencing me, and you know, I pretty much pick from most of the positive aspects of it, of each of what a woman should be.
Agree with that.
Yeah, we're melting pots. Huh?
Every day, you know, whether it be, especially me with fashion and different things, but now it's just like Marisha was saying, I'm pulling positive things and not being, because you can put on the song, don't let you be mad that you know, you put on a certain song and that might amplify it and you might be thinking about going to mess up, and you put on something else, you're like, girl, just hold on, calm down, let me think about this, you know. So I'm very cautious about what I allow to influence me and keep my creative mind flowing, going.
Yeah. And there's things that I feel mentally program us just out of habit. Like Anna was saying earlier, being a product of our environment, right? Because I kid you not, let you start going, hey, hey, clapping them hands, you gonna get everybody, just about most of us, go into some sort of gig. It's a programming. Like it's a hardcore programming when you get to that. Like, I think it comes through in the music and things like that. And I think once you become aware of it, you can start to deprogram it. But I think the music be having us over sexualized. I mean, this is where I first learned that you know, the whole whipped cream strawberry thing, like just different stuff. I feel like it came from music and movies, and I felt like that was the it right there. Like, you know, did you cook your dinner, girl? Yeah, I got the whipped cream and the strawberries. That stuff come from TV.
Right. What is your definition of the title Queen and Goddess? And do you think it forms a category?
I always call myself a queen and a goddess, like every day. What do you mean by form its own category? Like, I mean, I know these are questions from men, but like, can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Like, because
like if you hear a person referencing themselves as a queen, as you particularly do, is there a certain type of thing that you expect to be on the other side of that title? Like for me, I think queen can be strongly African American related. Like queen, you know what I mean? Like I don't see too many other cultures referring to themselves as queen. You know, but does it
I feel like it's a standard thing. Like you have a certain standard about yourself. Like, because when I call myself a queen, I think highly of who I am. So it's like I'm a goddess. Like you gotta treat me as such. So I don't know. That's just how I carry myself, and I've been carrying myself for like that for a long time. I wasn't at first, but I had to learn. You know, that way when other people see me, they know how to treat me because that's how I treat me. So, you know. Yeah.
I think it's it is a higher standard that you're holding yourself at, just in how you carry yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, things that you kind of learn. I don't know if it's, I don't want to say really set the boundary, but you're just not really, you're above the,
You didn't feel
I know what
it.
yeah, that's how I was. I was like, I don't want to say that, but
You're above the servants and the peasants? No, no, not in
not
not
even
in
that.
that manner.
You know,
It's a different quality of how you carry yourself, basically.
yeah,
right.
spiritually, emotionally, mentally, like, not that you look down on anybody by no means, because as a queen, I wouldn't, that to me wouldn't be it, but just as far as not really engaging in negative energy, not really tearing other people down. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a uplifting for yourself, but also for other people. It's also in the way how you treat other people. I mean, I can't walk around and call myself a goddess and a queen, and I'm down here, belittling and tearing down my sisters and my brothers, So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to really explain it without sounding a little shady.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree because I'm much like Sheila. I say queen a lot, and I say it to many different. I have friends and family of many different races and nationalities and cultures, and I use it because when understanding, because I feel like we all are that, but not everybody acts on that. And so when I'm saying that, I know my worth. I know what I'm worth. I know what I am. I know who I am. And I know what I have a full respect and self-love for myself at such a level that I actually use the word to let other women know I know what you are. I know who you are. Even if you don't know what you are, I know what you are. And that let's not act like people ain't had a bad bitch moment. Okay. But I want to be a bad bitch 24/7. I'm a woman, I'm a queen, I'm a goddess. I want to carry myself as such. You know what I'm saying? And so it's separating you because some people are in different categories, and that's okay. Be who you want to be. But I don't want to be grouped in something that does not apply to me.
Quick, like even the term king. I was at a bar and lounge one time, and I had got up out of my seat, and it was a black guy that kind of came and he stood in front of my seat because he's trying to get his drink. He's trying to pay for his drink, and I guess he had already given the bartender his card, and she wasn't paying him no attention to give him back his card. So he's getting rowdy, like disrespectful. I'm about to shut this shit down, blah, 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 like really going crazy. And so I wanted my seat and he was in the way, but I seen he was a little bit, he was a little above angry. He was way above angry. And so for me to calm him down, because my cousin was like, oh, my cousin trying to get her seat. And that wasn't really getting his attention. He got ready to get disrespectful until when he turned and looked at me and I said, hey, King, calm yourself down. You feel me? Don't allow them to take you where to that stereotype of a black man. I said you need to act in your king, you know what I'm saying? Act in your kingly way. And it completely threw him off his game. And before, because I seen the disrespect about to come out of his mouth when he turned and looked, but when I hit him with that, it made him rethink. And he was just like, you know what? You so right. Like, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. You feel me? Like, he moved out the way. He gave me my chair. The lady ended up turning around. And at that point, that's when she noticed him because he was calm. She handed him his card and the night went smooth. So it's like, it still is a term that again, it allows you to think above the, I mean, we all can get ratchet and have our time, but it allows you to think above that.
Yeah.
I want to piggyback on what Marisha said because that has happened to me before. A man moving out my way or a man holding a door and I just as much as I use the word queen now, I definitely try to use the word king as well. I have brothers, so reminding them of who they are too, and cousins, and it's very appreciated. I think a guy was walking by. It's when I was walking, going on a walk, and he stepped off and stepped around, and I was like, "Thank you, King," because the other day I had just been walking and somebody was just very, rude, and he looked at me and he was like in shock and was like, "Thank you, very appreciative," and just reminding our men and our Black man, and he happens to be like, he loved that. It's a reminder, just like I want to remind a queen, like, you a queen, like, you got to work on you, but or you got to constantly elevate, and when using that, it can be used very positive.
Yeah, I think it's used positive. I made a post not too long ago. I supported some male entrepreneurs with their t-shirts, and I said, here are a couple of kings that keep me covered. And I think it's a term of endearment, a term of respect, and I think it's mostly used amongst the African American community. But I don't. I used it to put a common term of endearment. Spiritually, I have just accepted the term goddess and God. Like, I feel like if I'm gonna call myself to a standard or place a title upon my being, goddess would probably be more so the vibration. But again, like, I don't really deal with titles because the journey be bringing on different understandings and then understanding the vibration of words, like in terms of endearment and things like that, but there's still a cap, and I'm not going to place a cap over you. You are God. If that's the highest term of endearment that I can offer. And that's just my understanding now. Like I said, when I made the post probably a couple of months ago, I used the term king because that was the term of endearment that I was okay with at that time.
Yeah, I think we're all caught on spirit too. Like, when I'm talking, because I might say hi, beautiful, or hi, whatever comes to me that I should say. I'm very in my thoughts now and being intentional, and yet you don't want to use it to stop someone out.
Yeah, I think we use it as a term of endearment.
Multiple things, I'm a goddess, I'm a queen, I'm a designer, I'm a boss, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm all these different things. But when it does come to the highest, it's like, I am goddess and I'm a queen. And I think that those, where my understanding is now, I think that those things very married into what I am. But I'm a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Call me an abstract picture, because I got a lot. Don't place me in a box.
Yeah.
What are the most important values to you, and how do you display this?
Love, respect, loyalty. And I mean, it's just in my every interaction that I have with somebody. I can't say every interaction. I'm gonna say every interaction. I mean, because even in the times where I'm not in the best of mood, my loyalty to the person doesn't change. My love for the person don't change. It just means, that's what I'm going through. But I try to show it in always. It's not always a tangible. It's something tangible. It could be as far as me shooting you a "I love you" text, or making sure you put your seatbelt on, or making sure you ate or something. But don't know. I feel like those are like my main ones. Is the love, respect, the loyalty, the trust. I don't know. That's mine.
Mine would be growth, commitment, love, and of course loyalty. But I think growth is very important. Like sometimes we start relationships off in like a certain point in our life, and then as we grow together and mature, things get, I don't want to say better, but I mean, it does get better because things can start off rocky. So that's why I feel like growth is important. We grow every day. We learn every day. It's always something changing, something new going on. So if we can do that together, I mean, why not? If we're talking about relationship wise, but in commitment, I mean, that falls under loyalty. If you're committed to this, be committed, be here. Don't say you here and you really somewhere else. So those are important to me. And what she said, basically the same as all those core values.
Yeah, I feel the same too. I feel like commitment, loyalty, growth, because you're gonna go through some things, but it's like, are you growing or are you just here? It's not like you're not gonna, go through these different things. It's just like, is the person showing? Are you showing me growing? And I know that I'm growing at like I would consider a kind of rapid speed right now. So I don't expect you to be where I am, but I do expect you to grow. Because what I'm gonna do with that? Like I'm just keep going. That's important. Like that's important. Commitment, loyalty, love. Loyalty and love to me is equal. Because like 21 Savage said, you love me, kill me. You love to me, you're not gonna betray me. So I think it kind of go hand in hand. And I feel like sometimes, like Sheila said, it's sometimes rocky in the beginning. So you have to actually build up in a relationship to those things at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think, Sean?
I'm in agreement with you guys. Yeah. I mean, I'm in agreement. I think commitment to understanding, right? I think I exemplify that across the board with my relationships. If I don't understand, I'm going to ask a question, and I want to get to how you understand. Like, do you know? I want to actually understand what's being communicated to me. So I tend to take extra measures, I think, to make sure that I hear a person and I'm validating their emotions, even if I don't agree. Like, I hear you. I think that's right now at this point, being heard and understood is important to me. Because if you hear me and you understand me, then you probably could further elaborate and help me come to a different understanding, especially if we're in a type of relationship where you're helping me grow. I need to know that you understand me. Otherwise, I probably could take it offensively or, I don't know. So good commitment and understanding and yeah.
And also forgive, like, like you got to be able to forgive and allow me to be able to forgive, because I've been on, the other side where you got to be the one asking for forgiveness. So it's like forgiveness is important too. Like being able to forgive and grow, not just constantly forgiving. That's just repetitive, and actually grow. Growth is super huge to me. Like we can make it if we can grow. If it ain't no growth, then what am I gonna do with you? Throw the whole thing away.
Yeah, that part. Right. Okay. Do you believe your relationship with a man will only be as good as your relationship with your father? I think looking back, I can see like where certain behaviors in my relationship could stem from emotional issues with dad, but maybe I didn't realize it at the time. Like per se, like how to communicate with a man. I think sometimes if you grew up with a man in the household, like that freaking out emotional stuff probably got tamed at home before you even got outside to play, because your dad was like, hold up, you know, get this together. Let's have a different conversation. So I can look back and see areas, but I've grown past it. Like Sheila said, there are other examples that have filled gaps. But just being in self-observation, and kind of seeing, you know, like just I've grown past it. I'm aware of it, so I kind of jog through it, and I'm pretty sure there could be other issues that come up, that I may look back and be like, you know what, I was never validated as a child, so I'm always seeking validation. You know, I think we have inner childhood issues that play a part in our relationships, and it could stem from dad.
I think some behaviors, you know, that I've had or had came from different things I saw growing up too. So, but I kind of found my own way. It kind of helped me structure of what I like and what I don't like very quickly. So, and then also other emotional behaviors and things that stem from childhood. So, you know, that ain't good. So, learning those different flaws and different things and where that stems from kind of helps to correct it.
Certain people watching like their dad in their younger years and how they may have treated like the mom, or how they may behave, could give you the impression that all men are cheaters, or all men are, you know, dogs.
Abusive.
Yeah. So it could cause trust issues. Like, you probably think that all men that's just what they fucking do, you know. It don't be the case, but it could be a perception.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Which
that's a good question. I like that question.
Girl. Yeah, I recently began to reach out and play a more understanding role with my father, and I felt like it could only help strengthen my communication with man, you know, people across the board, just understanding and accepting him where he is, as opposed to putting the father stigma on him and unrealistic expectations, shit like that.
I agree with each and every one of you and what you said. Sometimes I remember through my very first heartbreak, like the worst heartbreak I've probably ever been through. My dad has always been around, but we've never had like that father-daughter talk about anything. And for him to come and see that I was in so much pain and behind the relationship I was in, he actually came and sat down and talked to me. And that alone gave me a whole different outlook on the relationship, because even though I knew, you know, you don't have to just accept what somebody's giving you and, you know, you're better than that and this and the fourth, it was just to hear it come from my dad. Like, you know, you hear from men or, you know, your aunties and mom and all them tell you, but for it to come from my dad, just like the game that he had given me, even though I already knew it, but for some reason it coming from him just kind of did something different to me that day. Like, I literally, I hadn't, my routine at that time when I was going through my heartache, it was really just to get up. I would go to school, go to work, come home and go straight to sleep. Like, I had got down to a size 26. I was so little, I wasn't eating, I was stressed out. Even down to just like answering every phone call that, you know, that part my ex was when he was calling, and, you know, for my dad to just come in and be like, hey, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it completely, that day I literally got up, got dressed, and I felt so much better about myself. I had so much more confidence in how to handle the situation. And I don't know it, but I agree like with all you said, as far as it it takes I don't want to say this. I don't know. I agree with what y'all said. I don't want to keep going back over, but I agree. But I do also think it is important to clear up some, if you can, some of those issues with dad or mom or childhood, whatever. And accept the things that you can change and the things that you can't.
Yeah, I think that brings back to understanding, because I didn't really know how to, like, I could communicate with my friends, but didn't really, know how to be very, like, it would come out wrong when I'm communicating in a relationship. Just learning that, like, childhood, like different things, and then having an understanding, like, as I get older and grow, I'd be like, oh, well, whatever flaws or lack that I lacked in those areas, receiving anything in those areas from my father. And I was blessed to have father figures in both homes because my parents were split. So my dad and his wife, and then my mom and her husband. So I learned different things. They're two separate spirits, two separate people. So I learned different things from one or the other. But also, I never just told, been very intimate. I'm kind of private. So I had to work on that as far as in a relationship, like being able to speak, communicate better, Do you feel protected in today's society, ladies?
I don't say 100%, but I see that there is some effort and some growth. And the more Black men that are, I guess, starting their spiritual journey or trying to really get to understand the Black woman. I don't feel 100%, but I do see that there, it could be on its way. And I think, I feel like maybe generations down, it'll probably get better because people now are more aware and are actively trying to make a change. So yeah.
I mean, goodness, I always want elaboration on a question, but it's just because it depends on what you're talking about as far as feeling protected, like feeling protected from the world or feeling protected like my comfort zone is my home. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel protected in my home, but as far as the world and society, no, because I don't think they got our best interest in heart,
Yeah.
So like she said, like, how you say your name? Marisha, right? Because I don't want to say it wrong.
Marisha.
Yeah. So just said, I feel like it can get better down the line. Yes. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are just scared. They don't know what's next. You never know what's next. It's always something new. So that's the best way I can answer that.
I think that there's an effort now because you do see a lot of, and I love to see this, men in healing and understanding and learning and taking care of their bodies and their health and just really being appreciative of a woman and really showing that love and protection. And then you do have people that does not do that body shames women, that just have this standard for a woman that they can't even hold to themselves, wanting loyalty from a woman and they can't even be loyal themselves. Like, how are you going to act? A lot of asking for things that you don't even want to do. I have seen that, but I think as time grow, it will get better. And I think some of that too is vice versa too, because there's some guys that's like, okay, and some women that are not. There's some guys that's in their hella journey looking at some women that are not going like, what is going on? So I think because of that, we still, but I really do feel like there is a lot of men that can protect a woman, especially a Black woman, way more. It's not just about physical protection, it's about mental, emotional. Y'all, I say this all the time I feel so repetitive, but y'all, mental is everything. So breaking down a woman mentally, emotionally, by decisions, and not being true to yourself. So I think that it could be a lot more protection than what it is. And even like in a situation where not just you just being a superhero all the time, like, and vice versa with women, like turning down something that could be protecting that other person as well, and protecting, like, say if you're in a situation, the person with, like, how, I don't think it should be too hard to be like, no.
I do agree with what you guys said as far as seeing improvement in some changes, but there could definitely be more. I I particularly have a problem with society being over sexualized and making everything about sex. Like I have like this feeling of whatever we're going to label it against that. And the reason why I say that is because everything is not sexual. Like I may feel comfortable in my yoga outfit, in my yoga lifestyle, and I want to go make a run. I shouldn't be sexualized because of what I'm wearing. You know what I mean? Like I think how society will be like how they say they they tell the girl to make adjustments to be raped, but they don't teach the men not to rape. So I think that society is way overly sexualized. We have to adjust ourselves sometimes in ways that we really shouldn't have to do. We should just be comfortable. Like everything is not about seduction. And it's just, like I think it takes away a level of comfort in so many ways until you grow. I had to grow personally into a space where it was like, this is just what I like, and how whoever perceives it or had all like those always those comments like, "Ooh, look at your butt." And I know sometimes it's in a cheer, it's like a girl, in a
But
positive
still, it's
way.
uncomfortable.
But it's uncomfortable to always be sexualized. Like it helps us, like, let me just be. Can I really just be? I desire that. And I don't think that any woman, just based on how she is dressed, should be treated differently. I think if anything, the men community should protect her more because of whatever, because of how others could be perceiving her or whatever. But yeah, I have a problem with that as far as feeling protected in today's society. Like if everything is just way unhealthily sexualized.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that, because then that puts us, that puts like pressure on all of these different age women, young ladies, and everything. Because it's like, yeah, like if I want to just be comfortable, why do I have to worry? Why can't you be respectful? Okay, you like what you see.
Yeah.
Respectful.
I mean, because
I feel like it goes with that saying where it's like mothers raise their daughters and spoil their sons. Because that's really how I feel. It's like they raise the daughters, but the sons are spoiled, and they're protected to where they don't even now. They're not even held accountable for when things are wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've seen situations with close people where it's like, oh, the girl has caught the boy's mom crying because he hit her. And the first thing the mom says is, well, what did you do to make him mad? Like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like, teach your son, regardless, it's not okay to put his hands on a female. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it to me, it's just not making them accountable for anything, which goes with women not being able to wear what they want to wear in public, and teaching girls how to change how you want to dress versus teaching the men not to be rapists.
Yeah.
Respect women.
And respect too, because not just on a sexual level, like just respecting women, like respecting women, like. And I have heard men say, "Well, she don't respect herself, so why are you changing upon the situation?" I see women that don't, I've seen women that have not held their self in a light, but like I'm gonna give you respect till you disrespect me, and if I feel like I gotta disrespect you, then we shouldn't be dealing with each other.
Yeah.
But further, she don't love herself too. It's like you don't know what she's been through. Some girls, again, have been through a lot where anything could have happened to them, from no father to molestation to anything. So it's like it's not for them to say, "Oh, well, she don't care about herself. I don't." It's more like, "But I see sis is hurting, and you know what I'm saying, I need to help her, or I need to love on her in a proper way." It's like a dangerous cycle that needs to be fixed, because it's like, well, she's hurt, so she hurt him, and then he hurt her, and then since she was hurt, she hurt the next, and it's just going, versus somebody really just being like, really just look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It really is. It's like you have to take in all these factors. And more compassion. There's a lack of compassion for women.
It's because it's been taught to be played out or to be whooped when you are taking care of a female emotionally or physically or however.
Yeah.
And like men at some point seem like they're more comfortable with making sure what their friends think is more important than, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. This conversation could go on too long. So
No, but yeah, they get to upholding their standards in relationship with how their peers see them so much sometime, right? As opposed to how is home life going? How is your relationship going? To think, yeah. And I mean, we are amplifiers and multipliers. Like anything that you give to us, we are going to multiply. And I think that dudes do be holding back and sabotaging the relationship because they don't want to be seeming whipped, or they kind of have a culture of it being okay to be what's the word I want to use? I'm gonna just keep saying over sexualized.
Like and disrespectful.
Yeah, I was just about to say disrespectful.
I'm okay to be disrespectful. And if you talk to your mom, I've seen that. Like, and I've seen, like how Marisha said, a lot of I've seen people be held accountable, and I'm like, like, in not holding a man accountable, and that does start young a lot of the times, like holding someone accountable, because they walk through life like no accountability, and that shit is dangerous. If someone does not have accountability or cannot apologize or cannot compromise, you just like somebody, damn, like you might as well, like it's not right. Like you just dragging somebody through that relationship when you could clearly walk away, like that, like being accountable enough to say, I'm not right for this. I'm not right for this. This is not what I want to be doing. I really do love you, but I know I can't give you what you're asking for.
Yeah, it takes a village. It takes a village to protect a woman, just like it takes a village to raise a kid. It can't be like, oh, well, she ain't my sister, she ain't my mama, she ain't my this. Like, that ain't how you supposed to look at it. You can't disrespect somebody else's mom and sister, but want the next person to take care and protect your mom and your sister. It don't make no sense.
Yeah. So, we will be continuing this conversation with the men. So any questions that you guys may have that you feel we should ask them, please send those over, right? Because we want to continue this conversation. I think the overall motive of Organic as Fuck Talk is to continue the conversation between masculine and feminine energy, and to bring understanding in between us. That's one of the aspects, right? Because I think we've stopped listening to each other. I think that there's a lot of pain on both sides. Well, y'all started this and you did that. And I feel that our culture is changing and growing into a more loving and understanding situation. And that's going to take a lot of conversations, right? So I'm hoping that we can continue to have those free, organic relationships, that blossom into something, more healthy, more glowing, more loving, more all of that, more abundance, right? So we do like to close each show with the affirmation, right?
Yes, we do. And so the ninth affirmation is I am feminine, I am peace, I am constantly evolving into my highest self. I release anything that does not serve me, does not serve my highest and greatest good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because we are at peace.
I am feminine, and it's okay, and
I
it's
like
not vulnerable.
I am peace.
Yes. Constantly evolving and releasing anything that does not serve my greatest and highest goods. Like, bye, Felicia. I no longer need you.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, is that episode 3 of Organic as Fuck?